Welcome back to the No Fun channel, and I got some more Reddit stuff for you. I've been trying to find more than just doing Am I the A-hole stories. I haven't found any Reddit stories or Reddit like sci-fi stories or Reddit question stories. I used to get them all the time, but now I don't get them as often on YouTube. Uh, I'll get them on. I'll get the stories like Am I the A-hole on TikTok, and I'll get the sci-fi stories on TikTok. But I don't see them as much on YouTube anymore for some reason. Uh, yeah, something came loose in my teeth. It's partly why I hate the YouTube algorithm. It's like you don't watch it one time for like a day, and it's like they never recommended it again to you. But this one caught my eye there. It said, my wife says she's not my mom, but I think she's just lazy. So is it this story? I'm your wife, not your mom. She says it all the time. So I want to hear what's going on and see, because I don't think, unless he puts that in at the end of the story. But remember, she's your wife, not your mom or your maid. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get into it.
I'm your wife, not your mom. My wife always says this to me and I don't know how to respond. How can I make her see my side? Well, let's find out. This comes from user Onikem, who says, hey everyone. So my wife, 32 female, and I, 34 male, have been together for about 18 years. Wow. Long time, but have been arguing recently about the responsibilities within our marriage, and we can't seem to agree. I work full time and my wife is a stay-at-home mother. We have two children. One is in school full time and the other one goes to preschool 2.5 days a week. Recently, my wife has been sending me the stupid TikToks that say, your wife is your partner, not your mom. Gotta love those random TikToks, I guess.
We love when TikTok exposes the fragility of your marriage.
Gotta love it. And essentially, it boils down to men should help around the house, help with the kids, and pick up after themselves. And as a sentiment, I generally agree with. Let's see where OP's head's at.
Okay, just based on that right now, you know, if she's a stay-at-home mom, I mean, that's kind of her job. I mean, you're a stay-at-home mom, you're to take care of the kids, maintain the house, you know, because people always talk about they want a traditional marriage, and then when they actually get one, they don't want to do it. So, I mean, if she wants to do more than stay home, she can go get a job, and then, you know, make him pick up the slack, you know, be like, hey, I got a job now, so you need to help me 50-50 with the kids. But if she's legitimately only at home, and it sounds like for the most part she's by herself. Yeah, even with, and one kid, the youngest, is at preschool 2.5 times during the week, and the other one's in school full time. I almost don't want to hear the rest of it because he's going to mess it up somehow. Let's see.
This usually comes with a side of you don't value what I do to look after the kids and plan everything, etc., etc. Now, to be clear, I am not against helping out around the house and helping the kids to get to bed, brush their teeth, and cook meals. I do help with this stuff every day. I feel like all I do is work because the second I finish work, I have kids to help with because she has had them all day, quote unquote. My position...
So he is helping out.
He is helping out.
Okay.
And it seems that...
According to him, she takes care of him during the day. He goes to work and then he comes home and she's like, take the kids now. I've had them all day. My position is, OP says, that she is right when she says kids are work, and I can appreciate that after a day of being with them all day, she's probably tired of the kids. But I have also been at work all day too, and it isn't fair to expect me to be a sole parent as soon as I'm finished. Then there is the issue of housework. Our house is always a mess, which frustrates me when she complains about having to do all the unpaid labor of managing a household and looking after the kids. Do they split the finances? That would be crazy. It must wait, like in terms of
OP earns a living and gives his wife nothing.
no, I imagine they have like a shared bank account.
I would imagine so.
All right, so far, I'm on OP side. If you're a stay-at-home wife, that's your job, basically. And that's what you're supposed to be doing is housework. I know a lot of people, if you're a stay-at-home mom, that's what a stay-at-home mom does. She takes care of the house. She takes care of the kids. And, you know, as a good dad, you know, if the dad comes home, I would say give the dad a moment to unwind and then say, hey, take the kids. Like, me and my wife both work, and she didn't do all the stuff by herself. We take turns cooking. I actually took care of the kids more because I had no problem with it. But also, both of us, when we would get home, we basically would sit in the car for a moment and then, go be with the kids. And like when I would pick my daughter up, we would kind of sit in the car together and just kind of goof around. And then same with my son, just sit in the car a moment and kind of goof around. So maybe giving him a moment to decompress and then let him take over. Because what he's talking about, it sounds like as soon as he walks through the door, it's like, here, the kids are yours. And she goes off and does something. But yeah, if she's not happy being a stay-at-home mom, go get a job. Solves the problem.
From my perspective, I go to work in a messy house and I finish work in a messy house. I work from home, go into my office for 8 hours, only coming out for the occasional coffee or snack.
He works from home. She probably thinks he's in there goofing off. I have some bad news for a lot of you. Most of the time, people who work from home are not in their office goofing off. They're actually working. Like, I work in IT and I'm actually doing stuff versus maybe a call center job or something. There are some people who work at home and got a lot of free time because they're able to get the work done faster. So, but still, technically, he's at work. But yeah, my thing would be get a job. I'm still on that. Get a job.
Which means that 90% of my mess is contained to a room only I go in. Most days while I'm at work, she isn't even home.
What's she doing?
That's the question. Is there a conspiracy theory? ICU.
Cheating. She's cheating.
Cheating. That is a conspiracy theory. I feel that I am holding up my end of the bargain by working full time and then helping out with housework and the kids outside of that. But she isn't holding up her end of it by looking after the house and kids while I'm at work.
I wonder if those are these roles made explicit?
That is a great question.
Because I feel like implicit roles can quickly turn into like secret grudges held against each other.
Doesn't matter. I'm sorry, I'm going to disagree with the 100% here because if it was her idea, if it was both her ideas for her to be a stay-at-home mom and she's no longer happy with it, she needs to use her words and speak up. Like, hey, I don't want to be a stay-at-home mom no more. I want to go to work. Again, coming back to get a job, go to work. Because if it turns out she just doesn't want to do it and just wants to have the money and go do whatever she wants, that's not good enough. If me and my wife had the role where she was a stay-at-home mom and she started resenting me every time I came home, even though I was helping out around the house, cooking, cleaning, taking care of the kids, and she started to hate me for it, my question to her is, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you speak up and say something? I'm not a mind reader. I'll probably be coming home tired and wore out, not paying attention because as soon as I walk through the door, I got to take care of the kids, and so you can go do whatever it is you're doing. So, and then also, like you said, they're basically both in school, and she disappears. Where is she going? Because it's your job to do this. Where are you going?
Exactly.
You make the implicit explicit. I think it makes things better.
And I think now the wife is letting the TikToks speak for her. And she's like, I do not agree with the way that this is split up. I could understand that she wouldn't get as much done around the house on days when our youngest is home, but on days where she is at preschool, she takes it as an opportunity to quote unquote have a break and go shopping with her mom or go visit a friend. Whenever I bring this up or question how much effort she's putting in, I get, you don't appreciate me and I am not your mother. I'm not saying that she should be waiting on me hand and foot as my personal maid, cook, and stall. Not that we ever have. Damn.
Oh, I'm
just going to say she's cheating. I'm with them. She's doing something. They're not even having sex. We go back.
Not that we ever have. Damn.
Oh,
Yeah. She's cheating. She wants to live that pampered life where she doesn't have to do anything. If that's what she wanted, she should have spoke up and they should have never had kids. He probably would never married her, actually, if he knew that. That's why she never said anything.
I'm sensing problems.
Yeah,
I'm sensing some problems.
something is
I'm sensing some
amiss.
resentment. I'm sensing that the problems are deeper than the TikToks.
I think it is deeper than TikTok.
It is not the TikToks. It's not this one thing. There's systemic things.
Follow for more of this juice. Because I'm the man and bringing home the bacon. I really hope I don't come across that way in the post, as that is really not what I am saying. But I am killing myself trying to do everything, yet am being told I am the problem for treating her like my mother because I am expecting her to do her part, which, quick question, what exactly is she meaning when I am not your mom? Oh, like
I think like cleaning up after you and stuff. But
Cleaning
like,
up.
if it sounds like she's not having to clean up after him, that would be a different thing.
Yes, I think she's saying cleaning up after him is cleaning up all the shared spaces that they all live in. Like, I don't want to clean all of this stuff. I am not your mom. Yes, that makes sense. But I'm killing myself trying to do everything, yet am being told I'm the problem for treating her like my mother because I'm expecting her to do her part. What can I do to help her see my side? And there is an update. But to answer the question, what can he do?
I
Help us see your
think
side.
You know, before they answer, talk to her. That's really the only thing you can do is talk to her, get her to sit down, have an actual conversation. If you can, send the kids off with your mom or dad or somebody you can send them off with, and just talk to her and be like, what's going on? What are you asking? Because you're sending me these TikToks, but you're not being clear what you want. So I would be like, use your words. If you can't use your words, we'll have to find another solution. The other solution might be divorce. I mean, if she's not happy, she needs to tell him why she's not happy instead of just giving sending me TikToks. Don't send me TikToks. Tell me what the hell is going on. Use your words. We're adults here. We got kids. Use your words. If you're not happy being a stay-at-home mom anymore, let me know. And we'll make arrangements for the kids to go to daycare or something like that, and you can go get a job. Problem solved. Or you can get a job like I have, working from home. You can go get a job. Either way, we'll figure something out.
I think we have an issue of not knowing what the rules are.
Yes.
I think the roles are implicit. It's maybe like just defaulted to what the stereotypical gender roles are.
Yes.
And so I think you have to have a sit down talk and say like, hey, like what am I bringing to the table?
Mm-hmm.
What are you bringing to the table? How can we make sure our home feels like our home and feels the best based on like what we both can do for?
Like, for instance, there is 2.5 days where the youngest is at school. Could she take like one of those days? What do you think?
I'm just not sure where you're going with this.
She could take like one of those days, to go visit friends and whatever else. Maybe the other days could help chip in with some other stuff. Like, I feel like there is some sort of middle ground here where they can come together. Then maybe OP can on some days take the kids after work, but then other days not take the kids after work.
It sounds like he is taking the kids after work all the time.
As of right now, yes. But there seems to be a middle ground that is completely unventured.
And it feels like the main thing that he has upset with is the state of the house in terms of its cleanliness.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. But
also the kids after work too.
Is he mad about that?
He said,
I didn't get the sense that he was upset about that.
He said,
maybe he's resentful about that.
I think it's just that because
it felt like he was saying like, hey, like, don't you guys worry. I'm also helping take care of the kids. Like, I'm not just being a neglectful father. It felt like he was saying that more from a defensive point than an offensive point.
My interpretation was he's like, I love the kids, but sometimes I'm tired after work too. The same way that like.
That's what I was saying. Like, give him a moment to decompress and then let him take the kids. Yeah, but it's 2 days, 2 whole days, and she can't clean the house. I'm sorry. If that's not the role she wants, she needs to use her words and speak up. If she doesn't want to be a stay-at-home mom, again, speak up. Be like, hey, I don't want to be a stay-at-home mom anymore. Then he needs to be like, hey, then what do you want to do? And if she says, I just want to go out and hang with my friends. And I'd probably be like, hey, then how about we get a divorce and I take that money that I spend on you and spend on a maid and a nanny. I probably would be thinking that. It's like, no, that's not acceptable. It's like, go get a job. How about that? That'll give you something to do other than be a stay-at-home mom. But just to go hang out with friends, no. That's the sense I'm getting from this story is that She just wants to hang out and not be a stay-at-home mom or work, be honest with you.
She's like, I'm tired.
Oh, and also she's childish for just sending TikToks. Again, I'm a big believer in use your words. You're an adult. Use your words.
Tired after a day of watching him, and he's like, I'm tired after a day of work.
Right.
At times. But yeah, I think yeah, my interpretation was he does enjoy the kids and everything, but like, hey, maybe it's not totally fair to that we both do work.
Yeah.
They both have their respective works, and then he has to sometimes.
And ultimately, you just have to agree on what you're both are going to do.
That's, I think, the big thing.
It is completely okay for a stay-at-home mom.
This is where I'm going back to. He's also to blame too, because he's not talking to her. Instead, he wrote a Reddit post. I don't know what's going on with a lot of people. Divorce is high, and a lot of times it comes down to people not communicating. They're not communicating before they get married. They're not communicating while they're dating, and they just go through it thinking everyone's on the same page, and it's like they're afraid to communicate. It's like, just communicate. It's not that hard. If they just communicated, they would have found out a whole bunch of stuff and be like, oh, we're not on the same page, you know? But that's what happens when you don't communicate. Just communicate.
To not clean.
Yes.
If that is what is agreed upon.
Exactly.
If you have like someone to help clean the house, then that is okay. What's not okay is not communicating what those rules are.
Let's get off of TikTok and sit down at the table.
Sit down at the table and communicate.
Talk it out.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm about to talk
my
out?
communication is through TikToks and memes.
My creators get me so well, though.
My love language is DMing my hubby TikToks.
Yes. Don't hate on my love language, but I am going to give you the language of
That
this
I love,
update.
which is Reddit. Reddit is my love language.
That is true. So, update number 1. So a lot of people are saying that we need to sit down, smart people, and trying to look at things as a team. And I am totally on board for this approach, and we'll let you know how it goes. Also, a few people dislike my framing of helping as it's my responsibility. Also, I agree. I use the term helping as that's the word that she uses when she says I need to do more to help around the house. Another lot of you either can't read or are refusing to believe that I actually parent my own children. I wake them up in the morning, make them breakfast every day. I get them dressed every day, take them to school 2 or 3 days a week. I know their teachers, all of their friends, and their friends' parents' names. I know all their doctors, their allergies. None, thankfully. Well, I guess you know none of their allergies. Great job. But still, I digress. I bathe them.
No, he's saying they have none. Not everybody has allergies. I guess that was supposed to be a joke.
Is on and read them the same goddamn bed story every night for weeks because they don't want any of the books we have. They want George the Giant. I draw with them, play games with them, know their favorite Disney princesses and favorite superheroes. As for the household, I do the laundry and load the dishwasher. I cook my own lunches and tidy up after myself. I iron, I fold, and put away the laundry, and pick up the toys and tidy their playroom. I hover at the weekend and take them to their kid parties. I also do all the chores that my wife won't do because I'm the man, like taking out the bins, cleaning the car, mowing the grass, and fixing anything that breaks.
So what is she doing?
It is not as explicit and laid out as that. We can say that much for sure. She is watching the kids throughout the day. I think it is unclear how much, if maybe at all, of the housework, cleaning and stuff.
It sounds like he's a single parent is what it sounded like to me. If he's really doing all that, yeah, she's the one lacking.
I just get the sense that there is still some housework left to be done at the end of the day. And she's like, I want to take off now that I've been watching the kids and like managing the house all day.
I think it just needs to be roles. I think
it just needs to be roles. We need to split stuff up.
I feel like she feels like she's doing too much, and it feels like OP feels like he's doing too much.
We need to come together and see, like, maybe there's one thing that the dad like loves doing that she hates doing.
Yeah.
Is working hard to manage migraine one big nope? It may be time to say yeah to
Talk.
Yeah.
Talk and
Freaking
figure it out.
talk to each other.
Yes.
And so that was update number 1 was OP basically saying, I do stuff.
Yeah.
I do stuff. And now we are doing this update, which might have big juicy details. We will find out. So I arranged for the in-laws to have the kids Friday night. Me and
Yeah, that's what I was saying. So glad he's doing it.
sat down and had a talk.
Good.
A long
Communication.
talk.
Let's go.
This is good. Probably one of the deepest and hardest talks we've ever had in our 18 years.
Whoa.
Do we think this is divorce or not?
I don't think so, but I feel like the stuff is going to come up.
That's true. Good point. Because he threw a very salty
You feel a salty.
mention in there.
Yeah, he's like, we never have.
I told her my side, that I felt overwhelmed and underappreciated, that I felt I was doing more than my fair share and that she wasn't. I told her that I could understand that while I may be doing plenty around the house and parenting, that I was guilty of letting her take the majority of the mental load, but that still doesn't excuse her behavior. I felt I was firm but fair, and to her credit, instead of fighting back, she listened. We discussed her feelings, and she admits to not prioritizing housework and trying to make the most of her free time, and agreed that we will sit down and come up with a schedule for cleaning that we are both accountable
That's
for.
great. That's great.
This is what happens when you get together and make a plan
And communicate.
and communicate what works well for both.
First off, it's sad that he had to turn to Reddit to be told to just talk to her. The fact that people have to turn to Reddit to be like, just talk to them. Talk to your significant other. Just talk. Go talk. Listen and understand and comprehend what they're saying, and then have a response. Don't go arguing. Listen. Have an actual conversation, an adult conversation, where you both take turns talking and you listen and communicate and comprehend what each other's saying. The fact that they had to turn to Reddit, it's sad that there's so many couples that are turning to Reddit for advice that's this simple. Just talk. That's all you got to do. There's a reason they say communication is key. Just open your mouth and use your words.
Both and figuring that out. It's beautiful. She told me some issues that I wasn't aware of that her mother had been dealing with since retiring and the passing of her father, wife's granddad. Loneliness and depression, issues relating to my sister-in-law, she's a mess, and a constant headache, which is why she had been going to see her so much. Other feelings she had been having about feeling lost in kids, not having anything for herself, and some depression related to weight gain since having our second child. She has put on 40 to 50 pounds and no longer feels attractive. I told her that I still think she's...
Which is maybe the stuff.
Maybe. Aha, observant. I told her that I still think she's beautiful, but she doesn't. Hence our DB. What is DB? Our...
Dead bedrooms. The sex stuff.
Bedroom.
There it is. Hence our dead bedroom, which means they're not doing this.
I'm glad he said I couldn't think what DB was.
Dirty stanky.
They're not doing the spicy sleep.
Ooh, spicy sleep. That's right. There were hurt feelings and tears from both of us. So we are going to take some steps. Number 1, we have both agreed to switch out mornings and evenings. Smart. I like that. I get the kids up, breakfast, teeth, dressed, and take them to school. She does dinner, bath, bed, etc. And the next day, we swap. This gives us both some mornings and evenings free to do what we want.
That's awesome.
2, we are both joining the gym. I too have put on some weight and lost some muscle since our second kid. Hopefully this helps her with her body confidence. 3, we're also arranging with the in-laws to have babysitters once a week for us to start going on regular dates again. Another
win
idea. 4, context, the in-laws are our only support. I'm an orphan who's faced abuse, raised with my grandmother who has now passed. Number 4, we found a cleaning schedule where you do certain chores throughout the house every day, but pick one room to deep clean every day too. Man, one room deep cleaned every day? They're spick and span over here, apparently. With me doing laundry, dishwasher, etc., things take less time. Her doing the deep cleans and general tidying. And number 5 and final, most importantly, she is looking at getting a part-time job so she can start helping financially, give her some income that isn't from me, and give her something to focus on outside of being a mom. All of these are great.
And I feel like that last one, it could be that she was feeling like she wanted some of her independence and identity.
That's what I was saying. Like she really doesn't want to be a stay-at-home mom anymore. She's probably bored. doesn't know what to do. And from the start, I've been saying, talk to her. Again, it's so sad that he had to turn to Reddit to be told to talk to her. I know he just put in there, he has no one on his side of the family, but yeah, it's like, no one ever told me I needed to communicate in a relationship. To me, it's common sense. And there's so many advice out there, so much advice out there when it comes to relationships. The majority of it is talk to them. Of course, nowadays with Instagram, TikTok, and all of them say, leave them. They're like, no, first talk to them. Find out what's going on. Use your words. And I hate the fact that there's so many couples dating, married, engaged, who don't know anything about their significant other because they fail to communicate. It's not that hard.
Eddie back.
Shake it up. Have like a kind of goal to work on outside of that. I 100%
This is
understand that.
excellent solution and like a world-class approach to some hard issues.
But Sam,
Oh, no.
we are not done.
No.
We're not done.
Tell me it's just okay. Tell me it's smooth sailing.
Well, as all of my wages went into the joint account, I felt like I never had any money as I didn't want to spend and there would not be enough to pay for the mortgage, etc., etc. So I never spent money and resented that she did. So OP was bringing home all the money and he's
They're
like,
not getting to spend any.
I don't want to, go outside her bills. And of course, the wife is a mom, got all these expenditures. He was resenting her. Not good. They talked it out. Making sure that there is enough to cover direct debits, then dividing the remaining stuff into accounts for savings, personal, for each of us to have our own money that we can spend how we want, guilt-free. Love that. Number 6, I'm going to pick up a hobby that gets me out of the house and commute to the office once a week. Another smart idea. One thing we discussed was that I was always at home. I didn't do anything other than work and be at home, so we didn't have a lot to talk about because I didn't go anywhere. That makes sense. It also meant that she never got any alone time at home away from me or the kids, and she felt like a nuisance being at home while I was at work. Well, we took this weekend to spend a little time together as a family. We took the kids to the park, went to a nature reserve for a picnic, and had bike rides. Adorable.
This is so cute.
This is so cute.
This is like I was worried with more of the.
Yeah, so far it's the best outcome. So I should have stuck with my first instinct that she was just burnt out being a stay-at-home mom. They were saying cheating. I went along with it. Nope, she was overweight and not satisfied with her body, so she didn't want him to see. She did not want to be seen naked by her husband. And I've been with women like that to where they were overweight and they didn't want me to see them. It's like, I'm with you. I started dating you when you're overweight and I'm still with you. I almost was like, get over it. My wife got to that point where she didn't want me to see her. She always turned the lights off. Like, what are you doing? I'm your husband. I want to see it. Show me your body. There was one time I literally told my wife, I was kind of mad at her because I would pay her compliments and she would say something to downplay the compliment. And I said, okay, stop that. You're actually making me mad. So I think you're beautiful. I'm paying you a compliment. Just take the compliment. And she did. She stopped doing it and she just took the compliment and she was just smiling. And it's like, I think you're beautiful. Who cares what anyone else think? Worry about what your husband thinks about you. And I think me kind of I didn't get mad and yell at her. You could tell by my voice that like, you're making it hard for me to pay you compliments. I love you. I think you're beautiful. Let me give you compliments. I want to. And she finally got over that and moved past that. And it's just a matter of talking. I communicated. She's being frustrating. It's like, oh, you're beautiful. Oh, what? I don't have any makeup on. It's like, and you're still beautiful. And I was like, take the compliment. But yeah, that does happen. And it's just like, now I jokingly, when she pays me a call, I will jokingly go, oh, you need new glasses. And I'll laugh. But, and I also explain to her, I'm just joking. I know you think I'm handsome. And it makes me feel good. So But yeah, it just, she's like, you don't realize you're handsome. I was like, no, not really, but I love the fact you think I'm handsome. That's all that matters. So, but yeah, I'm glad it's a happy ending. So let me hear what they got, because it says there's more to it. Hope it didn't turn out she was cheating the whole time. And I hope it's a happy ending. Maybe she's pregnant again. Oh man.
Story being there that it was going to go terribly, but no,
But we're not done.
no.
I don't know. I'm just saying we're not done. That's all I am saying.
Okay.
I took the kids rock climbing, followed by ice cream. It was really nice, and we both feel like a weight has been lifted. It's obviously not going to change overnight, and we both need to work at it, but we both have a plan and both seem to want to put in the effort. To everyone who gave me good advice, recommended therapy, we can't afford it until she starts working, but we are looking for when she does, and commiserated with your own stories or just to say a kind word. Thank you so much. There were comments that made me cry and so much insight that I hadn't considered. Thank you. To those who clearly didn't read my post, but instead assumed I was entitled and entirely to blame because I used the word help, or that I probably didn't know my own children's birthdays and allergies, I feel sorry for you and hope that you get the help you so sorely needed. And that is the end of the story. And a great conclusion.
A great ending. A great ending. World class. This is how every problem.
That's good enough for me. I'm glad that ended. And he's right. Those people who make, there's so many people who jump to conclusions and say, you're the a-hole. There are a lot of people who do these Reddit stories who immediately blame the guy. No matter how well written the story is, the guy could have laid out all the details and they still blame the guy. It's like, what is wrong with you? There's Smosh, when they do their Reddit stories, there are times I 100% don't agree with them. No, there was one where, forget which two, but I don't know all their names. I know Shane's name. Actually, I think, and Keith, the one that has cancer. Well, anyway, there was an episode where the women kept adding on to the story. That wasn't part of the story. They kept adding on to the story. It was like they were trying to add on to the story to make it so you would hate the guy. They were making excuses to why we should hate this guy. And they added so much to the story. It's like, that's not the story that this guy is telling. I believe I reacted to that one. But it was just like, it was so out of left field that it's just, what are you doing? Why are you adding so much to the story that wasn't there? And they tell me, oh, you got to read between lines. No, he put in the story what was going on. And I can't remember if that one, something got revealed at the end and he was the jerk or something else. It's one of those things where actually I don't think in that one anything else was added. Because if I remember correctly, it was ruled he's not the a-hole. But Shane had to jump in and basically like said, well, based on what we have here, this is what's, he's not the a-hole. But they added so much to it. It's like, and there's quite a few on there and many other podcasts where they will add on to the story that's not there and try to make it so you hate the guy. And I hate that. I think I've watched, I didn't react to them, but I watched a couple of theirs too where they've kind of done that. I hate when they do that. Don't add on to it. Just read the story and then go from there. What's the other one? Dusty Thunder. I'll react to his stuff. He's not as bad about it, but he has done some adding on too. But I think he catches himself a little more than the others. I'll give him credit for that. Yeah. So if you're considering doing Reddit stories, don't add on to it. Don't try to force a read between the lines. Just read the story based on all the information you have. Make your judgment. If there's updates proving that they're the a-hole, okay, then they're the a-hole. You can usually tell when the guy's going to be the a-hole by the way they write. They write it in basically a narcissistic way. The women, same thing. They'll write it in a narcissistic way, trying to mitigate the damage they caused. Because there's a old Reddit story where I can't even think I drew a blank. But the point is, don't add on to the story. All right, everyone. This was a good one. I enjoyed it. And I'm going to try to find some other Reddit stuff. For right now, I guess I'm just going to do Am I the A-hole reactions. But don't forget to like and subscribe, and everyone take care. Later.